You ever take a walk in the woods and stumble on something that just changes everything? That's what happened to me, Jack Thompson, and my little girl, Lily, one crisp fall day in Willow Creek Forest. We were out hiking, just the two of us, her tiny hand in mine, when she stopped dead in her tracks, her big green eyes wide, whispering, "Daddy, I hear knocking." I thought she was imagining things, kids, you know? But then I heard it too. This eerie, rhythmic tapping coming from the ground, like someone was begging to be found. We dropped to our knees, clawing at the dirt with our bare hands, hearts pounding, until we hit something solid, a wooden box, freshly buried. Inside was a woman, alive, gasping, her fancy clothes barely wrinkled, her face pale but fierce, like she'd stared death down and won. When I pulled her out, she grabbed my arm, her voice low but steady. "I've got no one, but if I die, he'll never know." Then she passed out, leaving me and Lily standing there, dirt on our hands, wondering who the hell we'd just saved and what kind of trouble we'd stepped into. I'm just a park ranger, 40 years old, living in a cabin I built myself on the edge of Willow Creek. My wife, Sarah, passed when Lily was born. Complications, they set in. It's been me and my girl ever since, her wild curls and endless questions filling the quiet. That day, we brought this woman, Clara Weston, we'd later learn, back to our cabin. No ID, no phone, just a watch engraved. To Clara, forever yours, W. Something about that box, that fresh dirt, screamed foul play, so I skipped the hospital, figuring whoever did this might be watching. Clara wasn't just anyone. She was the CEO of Weston Capital, a big-shot investment firm in Seattle, the kind of woman magazines call cold, brilliant, untouchable. But as she sat on my couch, wrapped in my old flannel, sipping tea with Lily reading her stories, I saw someone else, someone haunted, fighting to hold it together after being buried alive. She told me the truth that night, her voice steady but her eyes sharp with fear. Her right-hand man, Daniel Pierce, had been skimming millions from the company's charity fund money meant for kids in need. She'd caught him, was about to blow the whistle, and he decided a shallow grave was easier than prison. I wanted to call the cops, get her out of my house, keep Lily safe. But Clara? She wasn't running. She needed time to plan, to expose Daniel without him slipping through. And Lily, God, she adored Clara, called her Miss C, drew her pictures of us as a trio, happy under the pines. I couldn't say no, not when I saw how Clara softened around my kid, how she flinched at loud noises but still braided Lily's hair with a smile. Those weeks in the cabin, something shifted. I'd been alone so long, just me and Lily, but Clara, she brought a spark I hadn't felt since Sarah. Then came the plan. Clara had a contact, a reporter named Mike Harper, who'd been digging into corporate scams. She'd slip back into Seattle, confront Daniel, record him confessing crazy, right? I told her it was nuts, but she just looked at me, that fire in her eyes, and said, "Jack, I can't let him win." So I went with her, left Lily with my sister, drove to the city with a burner phone and a bad feeling. That night, in her sleek office, Daniel was there, hunched over papers like he owned the place. Clara walked in, cool as ice, and I watched from the shadows, hard in my throat. "Hello, Daniel," she said, her voice cutting through the silence. "Miss me?" The guy went white, like he'd seen a ghost. "Clara? Yuri alive," he stammered, but she shut him down. "Save it. I know about the money, the fake charities, the $25 million you stole. And I know you buried me to keep it quiet." He tried to play it off, called her unstable, but she pushed harder, every word recorded. "Why'd you do it, Daniel? Scared I'd ruin your little empire?" He snapped, lunging at her with a glass paperweight, but I was faster, tackling him to the floor, papers flying, until security dragged him off, his curses echoing. The cops came. The recording went viral, and Daniel's done locked up for good. Clara rebuilt her company, found her long-lost brother, a kid named Ryan, adopted out years ago. But here's the thing, she kept coming back to Willow Creek, to us. One day, in that same forest, she knelt by the spot where we found her, now ringed with stones Lily placed, and asked me to share her life. Not as a CEO, just as Clara. I said yes, and Lily, giggling with wildflowers, demanded to be our flower girl. Now, here's where it gets messy. Clara's back in the corporate world, but she's different, less ice, more heart. Me? I'm still figuring out how a ranger fits with a billionaire. Was I right to dive into her fight, to risk everything for a stranger? Or was it reckless, bringing danger to my kid? Tell me what you think. Drop a comment, share your take. Would you have dug into that dirt or walked away? Let's talk.